Hey everyone, it's Ivan with KidBadger.com, out here with one of my enforcers,
Jatta.
And we're here to tell you about his rifle, Rifle 301 from Sawtooth Rifles. So the story of this rifle actually starts a couple years ago at this point, and it started with...
Me turning 10?
Well, there was that. So Jatta was going to be able to actually hunt big game in Idaho, and so he needed a rifle, and so I wanted to figure out something special for you.
Because the 22 rascal wouldn't cut it.
No, your little rascal would not cut it. So I was trying to figure out kind of what to do, and ultimately ended up with this side chick chassis, I guess, as a starting point. And I was like, well, let's build a gun, I guess. And so ended up getting this Gunwerks Action, and my buddies over at Criterion barrel sent out a 6mm barrel. I want to say it's the light sporter contour, I want to say, like a 1 8 twist. And then I had like a CMC flat face trigger, and needed someone to put all this stuff together though. And I don't even remember how I ended up getting in touch with Matt Yore over at Sawtooth Rifles, but I did, and that is where Rifle 301 came from. I will say this gun coming together, if you haven't checked out the videos, I would encourage you to. It's pretty incredible. Like, it went from a gunsmithing project to like an engineering problem. In part, hold your gun up for a second. Mm-hmm. So side chick chassis was made for Remington 700 action, and pretty much all custom actions now, like this Gunwerks, are not the same contour. You got it? Mm-hmm. So back here, you don't got it because it's sinking. Is it too heavy?
Oh no,
So back here, basically on the Remington 700, it drops down. Most custom actions, it's basically a straight tube of metal. You're good, buddy.
All right.
So that created a problem because the top rail is basically stepped down and contoured for like a Remington 700. So it turned into this amazing feat of engineering to actually get that machined. He basically wrote a program, got it machined perfectly. It was amazing. I would encourage you to go check out the videos. Magic. But big picture, ended up building that thing out just in time for first big game hunt at 10 years old.
The first game this rifle took was the deer by my dad at about 50 yards to the head. Later that year, we went down to South Idaho to hunt with Sparky. That year I got my first big game animal, an elk, at about 200 yards plus. It was really fun and really cold. The next year we went down again to hunt with Sparky. I got another animal, another big game animal, a mule deer. It was also very fun and a lot less cold.
And when this gun was getting built out, initially, of course, chose caliber and decided on 243. A couple different reasons. One, not a ton of recoil. Is that fair to say?
Yep.
Yeah, not a ton of recoil. And a thoroughly proven round. Like, 243 has been around for a long time. And on top of that, yes, it is 6mm, and now you have fancy 6mm Creedmoor. But again, like, 243 has just been proven out, and you could find it before 2020 anywhere. Like, walk into any gun store pretty much in America, Big Five, whatever, you could find 243, like, pretty easy. But wanting to kind of see what we could get out of this gun, and since it was going to be for hunting, even though pretty much all 243 loads are for hunting, we ended up getting some custom ammo made by Unknown Munitions, which was pretty cool.
Yes, and I gotta do some too.
Some of the, oh yeah, make some of the loads, right?
Mm-hmm. It was kind of fun.
Which was really cool because then you took those down when we went hunting, right?
Oh yeah, though it was really hard to distinguish the ones I made from the ones
Which
that
ones
they
you
made.
Yeah, you just looked in the box and you're like, I'm pretty sure it's those over on that side.
Actually, I just went down the rows.
Oh, no.
So
There you go.
what works.
But loaded up ammo and yeah, took this rifle out. And of course, people want to know, Is it a laser beam? Is it a 1/4 MOA gun? Even if you're a 1.5 MOA shooter. Well, I went to go explore that. I actually took this gun out and kind of rocking a hard place as far as ammo. 2022, which is basically like 2020 plus 2. Still really hard to find ammo and things like that. And even though this is chambered in 243, still hard to find ammo. So managed to get 3 different types of ammo. Went out at 100 yards with this optic on there, which is the SH4 Gen 3 by Arcan Optics, 4-16, I think. And basically shot a number of 5-shot groups at 100 yards with those 3 different types of ammo. And here's what I got. Initially shooting some Federal 100 grain soft point. First group came in at 1.23 MOA. And my second group coming in at 1.34 MOA. Then switching over to some of that custom ammo we got from Unknown Munitions. First group with a Wild Flyer, which was my first round. I have no idea why. Came in at 4.2 MOA, which is crazy. Without that flyer, coming in at 0.51 MOA. Then shooting my second group, again with a called flyer, coming in at 1.64 MOA. Without that flyer, dropping down to 0.9 MOA. And after that first amazing group, decided to shoot one more group with that ammo, again with a flyer, coming in at 2.25 MOA. And without that flyer, 1.0 MOA. Then switching over to some Remington Core-Locked 80 grain. First group with a flyer, coming in at 0.91 MOA. Without that flyer, a pretty amazing 0.25 MOA. And my second group with that Remington Core-Lock coming in at 1.0 MOA. I will say, especially when you have like good ammo that's supposed to shoot good, like that custom loaded stuff, I'm always like, okay, make sure I concentrate. Always throw flyers. The harder I try, the more I do it. But overall, actually really impressed with what this gun will do. Like, if you're doing your part, it'll shoot under a minute, which for a hunting gun is amazing. Very, very pleased.
My top 3 favorite things about this are the sound, the recoil, and the design. Design, for instance, it's a lot different than most rifles I've seen, which I guess are usually a lot more bulky than this, and it's probably a lot lighter than it looks, and it's just really easy to handle and stuff. The sound, because you need to be able to communicate while hunting, and it's really hard when you have like giant foam mugs coated in plastic taped over your ears and onto your head. So with the silencer, it kind of eliminates the need for cups taped over your ears and to your head. And the recoil, because my dad loves shooting guns, I love shooting guns, my brother likes shooting guns, but he doesn't like shooting guns as much when there's a lot of recoil on them. And this barely has like any. It's basically just, and that's it. There's like nothing else to it. And it's just so quiet and easy to handle.
Overall, this Rifle 301 is amazing. I am super grateful to Matt, who built this thing. There's so much that went into it, and it's done a really good job. As Jatta mentioned, I took a deer with it, like 50-yard headshot. Then later that year, he got his elk, used it that next year, got another deer, and yeah, this thing's put a bunch of meat on the table for us. It's been really cool. And it's just really fun to shoot. You shot this in the Jägermeister competition too, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. Things that have kind of changed with it. Initially, we had, I want to say it was the 5 to 25 by EOTech on there. used that scope for a while, just swapped it out here. And then the other thing is the trigger. Initially had that CMC and something happened, primer, dirt, something dropped down in there and like killed it because it wasn't sealed. So we ended up actually switching out to a new trigger, which is actually way nicer and way lighter and cleaner. And no, this thing, it just keeps performing. And it's cool. Also, actually from Sawtooth Rifles, right up here under your hand, he makes a bunch of ARCA plates to include this one, which goes on the Q cert. And being able to set him up to shoot off of a tripod when there's time and opportunity is also huge, so that you're confident.
Or if there's not time, like the elk hunt where we were jumping out of like a moving car.
You made it work.
Yep.
Yeah.
And didn't break anything.
Basically, they were running down, and so it was like, if we're gonna get a shot, this is it.
So basically, I jumped out of a moving car with.
Pretty sure the car was stopped.
It was moving at like 0.1 miles per hour, so technically it's moving.
And then he set up his tripod and made the shot, and yeah, took an elk down. But really stoked with this, and yeah, at this point, it's pretty much an heirloom gun. If you want Rifle 301, Matt will probably make another one. The running joke we have is that it basically costs $10,000 plus parts and labor. Like one, I don't even know if Q's even making the side chick chassis anymore. Hopefully they'll do another run because they're actually really cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, they are amazing. And yeah, no, this rifle's been incredible. It's been really, really incredible. And yeah, thing's awesome. Matt does make all kinds of custom rifles. Not Rifle 301 anymore, probably. And Rifle 301 is in reference to, that was his 301st rifle. Not sure what he's on now, but yeah, incredible work down there at Sawtooth Rifles.
Maybe it's 402.
Could be 402. I have no idea. But yeah, anything else you can think of about your gun?
It made tasty meat appear in freezer.
Filled the freezer. And yeah, we'll be out there with it again, probably down in southern Idaho, going after another elk and probably a deer this year. But yeah, pretty cool gun. And as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time. Hey everyone, it's Ivan with kitbadger.com, out here with
Jatta the Great. The not so humble.